This is part three of my recording. I'm a Nigerian transgender, and I need the Brooklyn DA office to help me investigate hate crime. I've been getting punched repeatedly in Brooklyn. Like they're trying to render me comatose. There's a Black American gang attacking me, and they may be affiliated with other gangs like Me Too. Because I'm also an activist against the Me Too. I approached them to help me in the past as a transgender because the police choked my friend Eric Garner dead while he was helping me with my court papers against the police on Staten Island. The police, I had a case filed in 2013, 13-CV-5052 against the police department on Staten Island for taking my home wrongfully. And in 2014, Eric Garner said I was going to help me with the court papers, and the police went and choked him dead. And the police also sexually harassed me. If you read that court papers, 13-CV-5052. So I approached the Me Too lawyer, Gloria Allred, to help me. I said Eric Garner was helping me with court papers whereby the police sexually harassed me, booted me and my mother out of our home unlawfully. And Allred told me she couldn't help me because she needed the police to arrest R. Kelly and Weinstein, and if she helps me with a sexual harassment charge against the police department, they may, in retaliation, don't want to help her anymore. So she bribed them to arrest R. Kelly and Weinstein. So since then, I've been trying to get Allred arrested. Someone has been setting up gangs to attack me. It's such that in 2019, I was hanging out in Brooklyn. I was threatening that day in the subway that I'm going to be done in the subway because anytime I try to use the bathroom in the subway, they would bring gangsters to attack me in the bathroom, the women's bathroom, the transsexual. So on July 20, 2019, I was using the bathroom in the subway, and at the Prospect Park train station on the Q line. And I was and somebody was menacing me in the bathroom, so I recorded the person that was standing by the sink menacing me, and I told the person to stop menacing me, and I'm going to upload the video online, and they're going to arrest them because the person was messing with the room temperature in the bathroom, because the MTA subway bathroom for customers don't always have I'm going to show you the video to support what I'm saying. So part of what I'm saying, because the MTA bathroom for customers, especially at the Prospect Park station on the Q line, doesn't have windows. So anytime I go into that bathroom, it's normally hot. It was a hot day in July 2019. So I went into the bathroom, and there's this gangster they always bring there. And the person turned the hot water on and the air dryer on for a long time before I arrived in the bathroom. So the bathroom was like smoking and was so hot. And left it like that just to manage me so I won't be able to use the bathroom. Because, so I told them to turn the hot water off and the air dryer off, and they wouldn't stop. And they left it on even before I arrived there. It was hot. And while I was using the bathroom, it was just smoke. I was coughing and everything. So I told that person on July 23rd, 2019, I told them, look, I recorded them by the sink while they were messing with the hand dryer and the hot water. Even the water wasn't usually that hot. But the MTA had just begun a program. Then they said, we're going to be locking up homeless like me in the psych ward. I sued the NYPD. I sued the Bellevue Hospital for locking my mother up in the psych ward wrongfully in 2015 and killing her. So I guess in retaliation, they were menacing me in the subway because I was homeless, staying in the. I was homeless. I go into the subway to use the bathroom and to ride the train. So in 2019, July 20, 2019, they were sending all these gangs to attack me, especially when I was going after this Gloria Allred. I will always talk about it on the train. I want people to help me contact the prosecutor's office. That my friend Eric Garner was choked out while he was helping me with my case. In New York and on Staten Island, I sued the NYPD in Brooklyn federal courts because Brooklyn federal courts has jurisdiction over police on Staten Island because Staten Island doesn't have its own federal court. I said the police invaded my home, kicked me out. And in 2014, Eric Garner said was going to help me. He was standing on Bay Street and Victory Boulevard in front of a Spanish restaurant. And after I was recording him, saying he was going to help me. Within weeks, the police went and choked him dead. So I called her Gloria. All right. I said the police attacked me, sexually abused me, and took my home. And they said Uganda was going to help me with the sexual abuse case against the police, and the police went and choked him dead. And Gloria said, "Sorry, I can't help you either, because I need the police to help me arrest our." She said she needed the police to help her arrest R. Kelly and Weinstein, and if she helped me, the police will retaliate and not help her arrest R. Kelly and Weinstein. And so she needed to make money for her client. So I was going to sue. I was trying to get already arrested, because under American law, the people can arrest her for bribery, quid pro quo, scratch my back, I scratch her back. She's not supposed to help the police cover up their crime against me, because she wants them to arrest Weinstein and R. Kelly and make money. So at that time, so this Me Too sent a Black American, Caribbean, mob after me, telling them to be getting me anywhere they can. They need me locked up, they need me killed. So they were acting like a Karen, try to start a problem with me. So if I go into the bathroom, they'll come and menace me in the bathroom. That was using the bathroom in Manhattan. And this mom said, "We told you to stop using the women's bathroom. You're not a real woman." I said, "I'm a transsexual." So they carried all my bags and threw it out into the train track, and trains to run over my stuff. I said, "Next time you will see you in the women's bathroom, you're going to be dead." And I called 911, and the police responded, and they were laughing, shaking their hand. And I was terrorized. The 911 call will reflect this. And then the police came and choked me. I believe after that. So they tried to threaten me. So next time we see in the women's bathroom, you're going to be dead. So I stopped using the women's bathroom in Manhattan. I thought, the death warrant was only for Manhattan. So I was scared. I used to go to Brooklyn, Prospect Park, to use the bathroom. And then they would bring one of their gang members to arrest me in the bathroom also. So they were trying to kill me in the bathroom. In Brooklyn, July 23rd, 2019. So they had already left the hot water on. Usually the MTA bathroom for customers doesn't have hot water like that. It was steamy hot, left the hand dryer on. It was steamy hot, so I walked into the bathroom, I was choking. It was steam. I couldn't even see my way. And I was afraid to go to Manhattan bathroom, because the Me Too gang had told me, anytime we find you in the bathroom, you're dead. The women's bathroom. So I thought I could hide out in Brooklyn. I didn't know the Me Too gang was also in Brooklyn with me. Prospect Park bathroom. So I was recording this gangster, by the sink. I said, I'm going to upload the video. I said, people are going to get you arrested. So I left the bathroom, and I thought that was it. So I took the Q train to DeKalb, then got the R train to J Street. Then this Spanish guy was an MTA worker, so you're done today. Like it was like insinuating I was dead that day. So I brought my phone out. I said, I'm being jumped again. As I was trying to use the bathroom in Prospect Park. And they had the steam on. They were terrorizing me, which on American law, when you terrorize somebody in a train station, it's a hate crime, it's terrorism, and you're supposed to be sentenced to life in prison. I said the MTA workers and the Me Too gang, they're all over me. I can't, so I recorded on my phone, and I recorded the backside of that guy. It was a Spanish guy, was wearing the orange uniform, in J Street, the R train platform. So I took the R train and went to where I normally hang out, which was Bay Ridge Avenue, in front of the police camera. So I felt I was safe in Bay Ridge Avenue and 4th Avenue, because there's a police camera recording everything. And the guy used to come and scratch his booty, and I think they call Africans booty scratchers, and tell him, we don't want you in this thing, but get out of here. So I'm just hanging out there, and people were helping me with money. So I was, sitting on my chair in front of the Rite Aid store. And they used to bring this guy to menace me, to try to drive me crazy, because the MTA had introduced a program, so they were trying to lock up homeless people and declare them crazy. Because this was the treatment they used to give Black Americans after slavery. They used to put them in asylum. They would call them destitute, or even though a lot of them went crazy, and they would give them the torture of their life in the asylum. So they had to lock up a lot of the mental homes in America, in New York City, because they were just abusing a lot of these Black Americans poor. Even though they weren't crazy, they would film and so on them. So the MTA was trying to bring that back. So those mental institutions were used to torture poor Black Americans. So the MTA in 2019 brought that back, called it the Top 50 program, and Top is as a gay connotation, because I'm a transgender, and the top is supposed to be the husband, and the bottom is supposed to be the wife, or it's supposed to be the girl in the relationship. So they call it the top 150 program to denote an abusive relationship, that they're going to have an abusive relationship with a gay person. So this is using the transit for torture. So they brought the top 50 program out, and they said they've already handpicked 50 people that are going to go through that psych punishment. So they were menacing me all over the transit system. So I have the Me Too gang attack me in Manhattan, said I was dead if I ever used the women's bathroom in any Manhattan station. So I started, hiding it in Brooklyn, used the bathroom in Brooklyn. So now they turned the heater on. I had water on in July 23rd, 2019. As I was trying to use the bathroom, I walked into it's smoke. It was smoke everywhere. It wasn't even like a train station anymore. It was like I was in a burning building. And I was coughing, choking. So I told that gangster, I said, I'm recording you, this smoke condition, I'm going to put the video out, and you're going to be charged with terrorism. I said, under American law, this is terrorism. I'm tired of calling your police, but your police always handshakes you. You're Me Too. I think you're working for Me Too. As that time I called the Me Too for attacking me, the police will come and handshake. They said this girl already said the Me Too and the police are working hand in hand as partners. The rogue NYPD. So I walked into a smoke. It was like a burning fire. I was coughing. I couldn't. They wanted to choke me out like Eric Garner. So I recorded that person July 23rd. I had the big video on my phone. So they were trying to get that video from me. So what they did was, as soon as I got out of the bathroom, took the Q train from Prospect Park to DCAB, and took the R train to J Street. They have this MTA worker, Spanish male with his apron on. That J Street doesn't have a camera, and what passes you're done today. So I believe it was a death. It was a death warning. So I brought my phone to record him, and I could only record his backside. So later, so they know I normally go to the Bay Ridge and 4th Avenue to hang out, because there was a police camera there. Even though there was a guy working in the Right Day store, he would come and scratch his booty and tell me, get out of it. And they would just menace me everywhere. No matter where I go, they menace me. So they brought this guy late at night, around 8 p.m., and the guy came and was rubbing his hand on my body, like in a sexual connotation, and it scared me because my eyes was closed. I was actually dizzy. I was actually, my eyes was closed. It was late at night, so I must have fell asleep or something. And and I opened my eyes to being startled, awake, terrorized. Somebody rubbing their hand on my head. And he was laughing. I told him, you always do this to me when in the middle of the night, 12 midnight, 1 a.m., you come and be rubbing your hand on me. I said, stop doing it. You always scare me. And it was just so rude, and it was laughing. I said, I've told you many times to stop doing this. I don't know who you are. So the police camera was recording. I didn't know it was being set up. Soon after the police arrived, it's like they tiptoed and they arrived in large numbers. No siren, nothing. And they surrounded me and began choking. And I told them, I'm being menaced. I've been getting menaced all day. Before I could finish speaking, they knocked me down and began choking. So this is the video. This is the video of me being choked in Brooklyn. July 20, 2019. This video, as you can see, I'm being choked. As you can see, the police were choking me in this video. Yeah, they put their nail on my neck. I'm appealing for humanitarian assistance. My life. Yeah, this is the for I spoke a lot on this video. But they put their nail on my neck. You can see that bending down. One of them had their nail on my neck. So you can watch the full video on my YouTube. It's just like 36 minutes long. You can watch the full video on my YouTube, Babatunde Olabapo. Watch it on my YouTube. So fast forward to what is happening now. So my mother's daughter are part of a gang also. So I don't know if the Me Too has inducted them. So it's like they're trying to kill me. So I wouldn't be able to present evidence because they know Gloria Aura, the Me Too, can go to prison with life sentence. Because they were terrorizing me on the train and had me choke, which is terrorism. So they believe it's better to kill the witness. And my mother's daughter also, my mother said they're Bolani and Fred, they said they're part of a gang. They killed my mother for insurance money. My mother said we were trying to kill her for insurance money. So you can watch part 2 and part 1 of my video. I explained it. more. This is part 3. My video keeps breaking when I try to record it. So right now they're sending Black Americans to be hitting me in the head. Black Americans will just come and hit me in the head. I believe they try to put me in coma so I won't be able to talk. So it's like the need to hire these Black Americans. So just make it look like I'm a crazy immigrant fighting Black Americans and I got overpowered. So it's like a lynch mob. So I believe my mother's daughters have been hired by this Me Too gang to serve as a character witness so that the daughters can also say, yeah, I'm a crazy person. Everybody knows I'm crazy in the family. So they can get away with it. So because this Black American guys feel so empowered. After my mother's daughter Bolale killed my mother for insurance fraud money, feigned mental illness for my mother. Even though my mother wasn't crazy, my mother was getting treated in Bellevue Hospital for heart disease, and they said the daughters came there, Bolale and Flora, and told the doctors to lock her up in the psych ward, and Dr. Mohammed obliged and locked her up in the psych ward. Even though my mother wasn't crazy, our daughters knew my mother was a Pentecostal Christian. She was trying to travel to go pray for healing. Because when she had a heart problem in 2003, she went to Nigeria to pray for healing and she got healed. And her daughters also, one of them goes to a Nigerian Pentecostal church, Winners. And my mother, they knew that my mother, she's a member of a Pastor Joshua church in Nigeria called Synagogue. And people from America, from all over, would travel there to pray for healing. So our daughters were aware that my mother wasn't crazy. As a matter of fact, Pastor Joshua prayed a prayer on YouTube that God told them people are going to resurrect from the dead in 2015, and people should be praying that resurrection prayer. So as soon as my mother got killed, I went to the medical examiner's office where my mother's body was being kept, and I told them I wanted to pray for my mother, and the medical examiner told me, hell no, that they don't allow such, that, So I called our daughters that was trying to go pray for my mother at the medical examiner's office, and they told me they don't allow such, that, that I'm going to, get that body out, and I'm going to pray the prayer. Before I could get my mother's body out, the daughters went and snatched the body out of the medical examiner's office and lied that I gave them permission. I didn't give them permission. I went and dumped that body in New Jersey. So I wasn't able to get there because I'm homeless on the street, and they went to a remote town in New Jersey called Charles A. Funeral Home. I think it's called Charles A. Funeral Home in New Jersey. So I sent an email to that Charles A. Funeral Home. I said, look, my mother believed in Pastor Joshua's Synagogue Church, and he prayed a prayer on YouTube. Said God told him people are going to resurrect from the dead in 2015. That if anybody dies, pray that prayer on that person. I said, my mother believed in this Pastor Joshua. I sent the video to that Charles A. Funeral Home through my Gmail account, and they sent me a response that you have to give them $1,000 before they can let me see my mother and pray that prayer. So I believe my mother's daughters told them to keep me away because they knew I wouldn't be able to afford the money. They said I think they wanted to charge me thousands of dollars. So they sent me the email, the Charles A. Funeral Home, so they told me I couldn't see my mother. So that was number 2. That my daughters, after they killed her, because my mother told the hospital that she wants to go to pray for healing before she can agree to surgery, because she was homeless on the street. She was homeless and she didn't want to do surgery because she said, if the surgery goes wrong, she will end up in a nursing home. And my mother used to work in the nursing home and said they abuse people in the nursing home. So she wanted to be in her own house. So in case the surgery goes wrong, the home ethic can come treat at home. And also that surgery was an elective surgery. My mother had a heart inflammation. And since God healed her of a aortic dissection in 2003 when she went to Pastor Joshua's church in Nigeria, she wanted to go back there and wanted to go to Israel also. So she believed God can heal her again. So the daughter decided to feign mental illness for my mother, even though my mother passed the mental health test. They told the doctor to lock her up. And my mother was telling the daughters that, what she need is a place to stay. And, if the prayer doesn't work, she will agree to surgery. And one of the daughter won money. My mother won a lot of money from lead poisoning as a child for her. So the daughter was spending that money going on vacation in Mexico, the country of Mexico, and going to Disney World spending money. And when my mother was in the hospital here in New York City, the daughter rented a Airbnb and came and was menacing my mother in the hospital, told the doctor to lock her up in the psych ward. Even though my mother said, if she has a place to stay, she will agree to the surgery. But she doesn't want to have this, so I said no. She has to agree to the surgery without a place to stay. Even though the daughter rented an Airbnb, could have rented an Airbnb for my mother. They didn't want my mother to do that surgery. They wanted her to die. because I filed a lawsuit against the NYPD for kicking me and my mother out, and Uganda was going to help us, and then Uganda got killed by the police. So they felt the city of New York would pay me a lot of money, and they wanted to inherit that money. So if my mother was dead, and they believe if my mother was dead, I would die also, because my mother was the one taking care of me. I'd gone through so much. I was arrested by U.S. immigration, and so they believed all that money would be theirs. So that's why they wanted my mother dead. So, because my mother was telling me that if she had a place to stay, she would even agree to the surgery, because she didn't know why her dress was so hell bent that she has to agree to the surgery, while homeless, and her daughters were staying in Airbnb. They wouldn't even rent an Airbnb for my mother. Even though the daughter was going to Disney World, the daughter Flora had 2 children, and she would take them on vacation to the Disney World, travel to overseas on vacation, Mexico, stay in a resort. The daughter had so much money, but my mother wanted a lot of money for her as a child for lead poisoning. But wouldn't help my mother with money. My mother told the daughter to buy a house, to help her co-sign a house. My mother was working in New York. Even though the daughter had the excellent credit, the daughter didn't say no. And the daughter, she rented an Airbnb, and told my mother that she has to agree to surgery while homeless. That my mother was even telling her if you can rent her a place, she will agree to surgery. The daughter said no, you have to agree to surgery while homeless. No renting you any place, and you have to come to Pennsylvania. But my mother said we were poisoning her in Pennsylvania, abusing her. The daughter, the mothers, that Flora had a husband that was a Yinde. He would try to punch her. He was a U.S. military guy. Yeah, when they called the police would arrest him. Then the daughter, Flora, drove my mother in the back of a car and go hit somebody's house. They had to bring the ambulance. And my mother said the daughter did it on purpose, because that daughter know how to drive. And my mother know how to drive. So as they were driving, the daughter all of a sudden just turned on the left-hand side and went and hit somebody's house. And so we kept driving towards somebody's house. So and my mother said she didn't know why that daughter was trying to scare her to death. So my mother said the address we're reading my court case 13-CV-5052. I filed at the Brooklyn Federal Court. And in that court case, I said that when the police came into our home, forced the door open, and told us to leave, even without a court order, and we said no, we can't leave. There's no eviction order against us. And the police said we're going to arrest you and lock you and your mother up in the psych ward if you don't leave. So my mother started having a heart attack. She was so afraid of being arrested and put in psych ward. And they had to call the ambulance. So our daughters were trying to repeat that incident. My mother said they were reading that court papers. So if they can arrest our daughters and go through their phone, if they still have the same phone and computer, my mother said they were monitoring my court case and they were very jealous. And they wanted to kill my mother through any means, possible, and get the money for themselves, because they feel I won't be able to survive if my mother is dead, because my mother was the one taking care of me. Because I'd gone through so much, and I'm a transsexual, and so I wasn't doing so well as a transsexual. I was always homeless, living with my mother. So I was experiencing a lot of discrimination. So they felt I wouldn't survive if they killed my mother. And they'll get all that money for themselves. So our daughter, the daughter with the money, both daughters, they're college graduates. And the one Flora has 2 children. The other daughter, Bolan, didn't have any child. She was a college graduate also. And both of them had scholarship in college, so they didn't have, a lot of student loans. So they both had money to rent an Airbnb for my mother. They told her no, she has to do surgery while homeless on the street, and they're going to take her to Pennsylvania with them. I said they were abusing her in Pennsylvania, feeding her poison. So one of the daughter was feeding her like car fluid, put it in the food, and my mother would start having heart pain, start vomiting. And I said the last time the daughter did that to her Bolanle, that's when my mother decided to get on a Greyhound bus to come to New York. And on the bus, she had a heart attack. And, I wanted an autopsy done to confirm what my mother was saying. Because they said, if somebody give you car fluid, the regular blood test wouldn't show. So I said I wanted an autopsy done. The daughter said no. I went to the medical examiner's office, said I want an autopsy. They said the daughter said no, they want an autopsy. So I told the daughters that I'm trying to get an autopsy done. And they went and snatched a corpse away from the medical examiner's office before I could get a lawyer, and went and hid it in New Jersey. They didn't want me to confirm, And I also told the daughters that my mother's pastor in Nigeria put a video on YouTube that God told them, Pastor Joshua, saying people are going to resurrect if they pray their prayer from the dead. So 2015. So I wanted to pray that prayer. So I said I wanted to get close to my mother's body and pray that prayer. So the daughters went and snatched the body out of the medical examiner's office in New York without my permission, filled out a fraudulent consent form that they were the proper person. I didn't consent to them being the proper person to take my mother out of the mortuary medical examiner's office. So they filed a fraudulent paperwork without my consent and took went and dumped her body in New Jersey, and told the guy in New Jersey to let me see my mother. And I told the mortuary guy in New Jersey, I sent an email. As they said I have to send them thousands of dollars before they can let me see my mother. And they knew I was homeless on the street. I couldn't afford thousands of dollars, so I couldn't pray that prayer. So there was no way to test it out if that prayer would have worked. Because that Pastor Joshua in Nigeria said God told them in the spirit that if anybody dies, they should pray that prayer and the person will wake up. And he prayed that prayer on YouTube, and my mother's daughter blocked me from praying that prayer. So there was no way I could test if that prayer could work. And in 2019, the police joined in and locked me up also in the psych ward. And I contacted the Nigerian embassy, and they told me they're going to help me. I told them I was recording my mother when she was alive, and she was telling me Nigerians were about to kill her for insurance fraud purposes and to inherit any money. And I said I saved the recording in my storage while I was locked up in the psych ward. On this day, July 2020, when the police arrested me, I went and dumped in the psych ward. So I called the Nigerian embassy. I told me important evidence is in my storage. I said, please help me pay my storage money. I told me we're going to pay your storage money. Don't worry, everything's going to be fine. We're going to handle this because they have a bilateral agreement with the U.S. government that they can investigate crime that occurs in America that involves Nigerians or Americans. There was a case of a white American that was a Nigerian fraudsters in Nigeria. They told this white American kid to send them his naked picture, and they sent this white American kid sent them his naked picture. So they told them they were going to send the picture to everybody in school if he doesn't send them money. So the kid committed suicide. So the Nigerian government sent this Nigerian fraud guys to America because Nigeria has an agreement with the U.S. government that any crime that involves Nigerians or Americans, both governments will work together to arrest the criminals. So when the police struck me, killed my friend Eric Garner, I contacted the Nigerian embassy while in the hospital. As you can see, the ambulance in the hospital is called NYU Psychiatric Hospital. And the Nigerian embassy told me it's fine, we're going to get on this, we're going to help you. All your evidence in the storage is going to be safe, we're going to pay for your storage and everything. And I thought they had already paid for my storage before I knew it. They didn't pay nothing. So they said somebody went and bought all my property. I don't know, if the Nigerian government is like, the Nigerian government also wants me dead, because they believe they can make a lot of money from my death. Because now they can get the U.S. government to pay them a lot of money and take the money to Nigeria. They say Nigeria is now broke because they used to have an oil boom and the oil is not booming anymore. So I guess they want to, now engage in human trafficking because they heard when Diallo was killed, his mother got a lot of money. So my mother is dead, and they say my father also died in Nigeria in a mysterious way, So everybody around me that could, my father is dead, my mother is dead. So I believe the Nigerian government, like Diallo, they want me killed also because the police took my home in 2010. I've been homeless on the street for 14 years. So they believe the American government will pay a lot of money, and that money will be sent back to Nigeria to develop Nigeria. So I'm being held hostage for human smuggling. So somebody has been hiring black Americans to punch me, beat me up. And the police won't help me. And they keep hitting me in the head. So it's like they want me to be brain dead. So they believe that maybe they can transfer my limp body to Nigeria and claim, look, this person is brain dead. We need the money to go through them in Nigeria. So they believe that would be a better way to move the money. So they've been hiring black Americans to keep hitting me in the head. So Brooklyn medical prosecutor, you helped a Spanish guy that was killed by a black American. Said this black American was taking a gun to this Spanish homeless and shoot him dead days later. Please help me, Brooklyn prosecutor. There's a black American gang, punch him in the head. My mother is dead, Arugana is dead. I'm about to be killed. So Brooklyn prosecutor, help me. Gonzalez, I'm sending you this video. This could be my last time on earth. There's a black American gang punching me. And there's this basketball player, Damon Lillard. I don't know if he has something going on with my mother's daughter. My mother said her daughter is part of a gang. I always follow his account. There was a time I got beat up in Brooklyn. the black American gang were just kicking me, kicking me, kicking me. I was running, they kept kicking me. I ran across the street, chased me across the street, and once I got like a metal bat and destroyed the store I was hiding in. So the white guy in the store called 911. I called 911 also, and the police had no police report. So this Damon Lillard is a black American basketball player, and he started making fun on his account, saying congratulations Thunder Leg. You know, he started making fun on his account, saying congratulations Thunder Leg. You know. So please, I want this investigated. Hey, my video stopped recording. So while I'm recording, the video keeps dropping off. I don't know what if they hack into my phone also. So each time I'm recording, the video will stop recording. So already there's a Spanish homeless. He was killed in Brooklyn also. I'm a Nigerian homeless. I'm being attacked by a black American gang. So please, Brooklyn prosecutor, please help me investigate this matter. I'm being subject to gang violence. My mother is dead. My father is dead. This is a genocidal war. International community. There's a black American gang killing foreigners. Please investigate this. Wow. You know, so much for being cheap. All this cheap stuff, they don't work too well. I could spend all day in this shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's still recording. I'm so sorry, world. I thought I was off camera. It's still recording. So there's this black American basketball player. So there was a time in 2021 after Eric Adams won the mayorship, and they thought there was going to be a black American takeover of New York and of the world. Since Eric Adams won the black, so they sent a black American gang to be kicking him in Brooklyn at the Brooklyn Stadium, basketball stadium. So I used to hide under a VPN, and I used to follow this guy's account. I used to follow this guy's Damon Lillard account. And it was making fun after I was getting kicked, I hope my camera is still on. I don't know why. I'll just assume my camera is still on. I'll keep on talking. So I was hiding under a VPN, and I was hiding under a VPN called Thunder, because my phone was getting hacked. Any video I record would get stolen. So I read online, if you're using public Wi-Fi like I was, you gotta hide under a VPN, so people won't be able to hack into your phone and steal your important stuff. So I was following this guy Damon Lillard's account on Instagram, like this is Instagram screenshot, yeah, and on Twitter. And after I got beat up by the black Americans that were kicking me, my mother's daughter Bolanle likes to kick people also. She learned this in school, taekwondo and judo and all stuff. So she's very good at it. She's a very deadly fighter. She knows how to fall you on the floor by kicking you. And she beat up a white family in Pennsylvania to arrest her when she was like 15 years old. Just by herself, injured the guy, broke his bone and everything. She's a very deadly fighter. So since the daughters, Bolani and Floyd, killed my mother for insurance money and inheritance money, all of a sudden I'm getting beat up by a black American gang in Brooklyn. In 2021, they were kicking me. I ran across the street, and they came with a metal pipe and destroyed the store where I was hiding at, and the owner of the store called 911. I called 911, so the police had no police report. Around December 2021, Eric Adams had just become the black American mayor. I just won the election. It was going to be sworn in. So this black American guy wanted to kill me immediately, because they feel as an African I won't get nothing done under Eric Adams, a black American. It will help them cover it up. So then after that incident, I didn't know who was behind it, but I was following this guy's account, Damon Lillard, Because I felt he may be talking about me or something, so I was following his account just to find out what it was about. Then he put in a post, say congratulations Thunderlight. I was either a Thunder VPN, so I coined a phrase that wasn't English. It was like wanted me to know he was talking about me. It was congratulating a female basketball player and say congratulations Thunderlight. And all of a sudden recently I've been getting punched in the head. I wouldn't see who's punching me in the head. I'll call 911. And now he put this video online showing somebody getting hit in the head and not knowing who's hitting them. And he's saying LA, laughing my ass out loud. And I've been getting threatened in Brooklyn that I'm going to get beat up again and again. So they're hiring a bunch of kids to be hitting me. So let me play the video for you. I hope my camera is still on. Oh, I don't know. Hey, so I don't know why it's free. Oh yeah, the video was freezing when I recorded screenshot. But the action here was the guy was using the cane to hit the guy in the head, and they both don't know who was doing it. And this was days after I got punched. So this Damon Lillard, I don't know what connection he has with my mother's daughter. I'm getting attacked in Brooklyn. What the video feel hot? All of a sudden, these kids hit me from the back, hit my head from the back, and I wouldn't see them. And they hit me. And the police would say, "Who's hitting you?" And so why they hit me from a police camera?
Hi, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
I'm saying it's not perfect and stuff. They keep putting on NYC. It's also a rapper. So they're using the Brooklyn to attack me. And also I got hit. This was, it's really so much videos since I've been getting hit in the head. This is another video I screenshot from YouTube and from Instagram. Yes, talking about airport. The Nigerian government wouldn't help me. They want me in comatose to be whisked away to Nigeria and say they need all that money to keep me in Nigeria. And there's a sex trafficking cult also harassing me, making sexual advances towards me. I don't understand this. And I'm getting hit in the head. And they try to get me angry, and the police will lock me up in the psych ward. And it's saying insane. They're putting me through so much pain. And also my mother has family in England. I don't know if they're trying to put me in coma and send me over to England. I don't know what is going on. I say, there's nobody to take care of me in America. And they, so I don't know who hired this guy and the gang to be beating me, and they will always post videos relating to what I'm going through. He's a rapper, he's also a basketball player. And my mother said that daughter was looking for a husband, so I don't know if he wants to marry her, if they can harm me and get the money for themselves. Because my mother said I don't into insurance for. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting hit in the head, and the police wouldn't help me. I've been calling 911. There was a day I got attacked some days ago. And the Black American kids that attacked me went and attacked some foreigners in the 7-Eleven in DeKalb Avenue. So the foreigners in the 7-Eleven said this, the video of those Black American kids, when they came to menace them in the store, they have the video. And those kids were waiting for me outside the train station. So I got off the train station, they hit me in the head. You know, and one of them looked like another kid that was attacking me in Manhattan. So they're hiring black American kids to make it look like I'm just a crazy foreigner fighting with little kids. And I can't stay by myself in America. I need to go to England or somewhere. So I'm not safe in England. When my mother was alive, she reached out to her family in England, and they didn't help us because she needed to borrow money to get a house for me and her. Our family in England didn't help her. My father has a family in England also, but my father was abusive to me. That's why my mother removed from Nigeria to bring me here. So I don't trust his family member in England or anywhere. You know, my mother also has family in Canada and everywhere, but none of them helped me. So I'm not safe in any country. I'm only safe in America. In case I'm harmed, only an international human rights group like Amnesty or the local groups should be in control of my case. In case I'm rendered unconscious, unable to function by myself, and nobody should do a movie about me or a book about me. Nobody knows my life. I'm a private person, and this is like a crime, and you know, and all my assets should be frozen. The international community, international police, and the local police need to freeze all my assets. Anybody that has any insurance policy on me has to be frozen as a product of crime. So nobody should be able to allow to get married and get any insurance policy money in case I'm killed, and if anybody has any insurance policy on. You know, and the same thing with my mother. When they killed my mother, same with my mother's daughters. When they killed my mother, they were just like taunting me. I told them, I went to go pray a prayer of resurrection for my mother's corpse. And the medical examiner's office, I'm already about to get a lawyer to help me get my mother's body out of the medical examiner's office. I thought they would want her body resurrected. And they went and snatched her body out of the medical examiner's office and went and put her in New Jersey. And told the guy to be menacing me, so I have to send him thousands of dollars before I can see my mother. So they wanted me to go and commit suicide. So they were gaslighting me, gaslighting my mother. And this guy will be talking, I always talk about my mother every day. And here, he's been posting videos of somebody getting hit in the head and singing a song for his mother or whatever, I guess that's his mother smiling with them. So since this PD has been arrested for sex trafficking, and I don't know what it's about. I'm not into any violence. I'm not a member of any cult. So the Brooklyn prosecutor, please handle this case, because the NBA, if any other witnesses in the NBA wants to speak forward, I don't know who gave my information out to these NBA players or the rappers, because I've been getting taunted and followed. People will be bumping into me in a sexual way, and taunting me and telling me to go kill myself. And all my court case, I was trying to sue the immigration for putting me in immigration prison wrongfully. The time is going. For all my court case, no lawyer in America would help me. I don't know whether it's jealousy, because they may think I'm worth billions of dollars. For 24 years now, the immigration arrested me. My mother was a U.S. citizen. They arrested me. The police kicked me out. Eric Garner was trying to help me. The police struck him dead. For 24 years, I've been terrorized. So it's more likely I may be worth billions of dollars of torture. Throughout the COVID, I was out on the street. All my clothes is torn. I'm wearing rags. So I believe that there's a gang that believe, let's just kill this person and we can get the money and maybe marry one of the family members and get the money through marriage. So the lawyers in America don't want to help me. I call lawyers every day and they just tell me they're not interested in my case. I don't know whether it's due to jealousy. They may feel I'm worth billions of dollars in lawsuit money. Because throughout the COVID, I was out on the street. All my IDs has been stolen on the street. My passport has been stolen. I'm just trying on the street. My mother is dead. My friend Eric Garner was going to help me is dead. 24 years of torture in America. I finished high school at 15. My mother took me all around the world. All my teachers said this kid is going to be so successful. I graduated from high school at 15. They said, because I really know how to write a lot, So all my teachers all around the world said I was going to be so successful. And that was why my mother brought me to America, because she finished college here in America before her daughters killed her for insurance money. But for 24 years, I went from, when I started college, I was 4.0 GPA in Brooklyn, full-time college student. So now I had to drop out of school from finishing high school at 15 to now be on the street homeless now for 14 years. They've turned me destitute. And I'm being punched, I'm being beat up. And the Nigerian embassy wouldn't help me. They promised they were going to help me. I told them I saved evidence because my mother was telling me Honduras were about to kill her. I recorded my mother. I recorded Eric Garner also. I saved everything in my storage. When the police arrested me and locked me up in the hospital, I called the Nigerian embassy and they told me I shouldn't worry about nothing. They're going to help me pay for my storage. I thought they paid for my storage, not knowing somebody went and bought all my storage property. So the Nigerian embassy lied to me. So I have a lawsuit against the Nigerian government. They have oil money. So I don't know if they're also involved. So we'd rather kill this person than to let this person win any money. So Brooklyn is now the crime scene where I'm getting punched. So Brooklyn, a prosecutor, please investigate this. The time is running out. And it's like I'm being threatened with all this video. Here's him hugging somebody, calling them big dog. And the person's an amputee. They've been having amputees follow me around. And some black Americans driving luxurious cars want to hit me with their car. So I believe they just want to maim me and get the money for themselves. They've been having amputees follow me around, black American amputees. Follow me around, and black Americans try to ride their bicycles to hit me repeatedly. And they'll be laughing and hit me in the head, chase me from moving cars.
The foremost man, all raindrops have one job, is to work their way back home. To the river, to the stream, to the ocean. When we're born, we have one thing to do. God won't give a damn about a PhD like your daddy got, or a PhD like your mama got, or how much money.
So the lawyers in America ignore me, won't help me. And also there's a black American radio station that plays hip hop. And each time that radio, they would insinuate something's about to happen and I'll get hit. With the radio guy his name is Ebro. He was saying people need to watch out, they can get hit from behind. He also used to say he wants to help his listeners. If they need money during the COVID, they should hit him up. And I would hit him up, it wouldn't help me. It would only help his fellow black Americans. I was like, why am I being taunted? Then all of a sudden, somebody was sending people to be making sexual advances towards me, and they'll be pushing up on me, And I don't know if he's the one sending all these people to be making sexual advances towards me. I'm like, and he was saying on his radio show he likes to date his listeners. I'm not looking to get married to anybody because I heard some people, if they feel you're going to be worth a lot of money, maybe billions, so that they would like to marry you so they can get half of the money and divorce you right away. So I'm not getting any help. Lawyers wouldn't help me. They leave me stranded. And I say a lot of immigrants get sexually trafficked because, they're forced to go through forced marriage just to survive. So I'm a transsexual, my green card is stolen, and people don't want to help me, lawyers don't want to help me, even though I'm able to speak English, they don't want to help me. They're telling me, so this black American guy is also saying something's going to happen real soon. Anytime he says, you believe me, it's going to happen real soon. Anytime he says something's going to happen, I'll get punched and say, this is going to be more serious. So they say a lot of these rappers and this rap music is all about crime. They say this Hot 97 that it works for Ebro. They say it's very notorious radio station that, that plays all this violent music. So I want to play that Ebro radio show for today. September 18, 2012. And anytime something bad happens to a black American, I know a lot of these black Americans will try to attack me or do insinuate something bad's going to happen to me also. So it's like I'm being held for ransom. And they said, you know, when a lot of the black Americans are mad when they kill a black American, they destroy immigrant stores and stuff. You know, so this Ebro guy was insinuating on his radio show today that something bad is going to happen. I was describing, you know, where I normally buy cookie. I normally buy cookie at Target store in Brooklyn. And some black Americans have been trying to attack me near that area. And he was saying, and the lady named Laura, the school was saying cookie.
Stab that way. Then stab this way. Stab that way.
You know, so it's opening monologue. It's a song saying stab, stab, stab. I've been threatened with knives also by black Americans.
Ebro Lauren Rosenberg, mostly Ebro and Laura. You know what I mean?
It's like insinuating a disappearance. And it's like they've been making an attempt to put me in a coma, to make me disappear and get money for, you know, this gang, whoever, get money for themselves through whatever, arranged marriages. So I'm single, I didn't give anybody permission to go make a baby for me. And under the New York City state gay conversion law, you can't force a straight lifestyle on a gay. So I'm not interested in producing a child with anybody. I'm single, I'm married with no child. So I know some people hire surrogate to make them children. But a lot of gay couples prefer to be single. They call them cat ladies or whatever. You know, even the Vice President Vance was laughing about it as the cat ladies or whatever. A Vice President nominee by Trump. So a lot of us, you know, and nobody, you know, so if anybody says I have an agreement with them to produce a child and the child will inherit all the money if I'm dead, no. I'm a transgender and I should be able to live my life without having forced to have a child or live a straight lifestyle. There's a gay conversion law saying you can't force a gay to adopt a straight lifestyle. You know, and you'll be having women follow me and the black Americans will be punching me. You know, it's like, you know, they're trying to force me to a marriage with a woman so she can get the money for herself and claim me and kill me, poison me with cat fluid or what. So they'll be having, there was a female amputee, black American amputee follow me. And there was another female that was following me in Brooklyn where I normally make a phone call. And she's walking on a what do they call it? She's walking on a walking stick on crutches, and they're threatening me to hit me with a car. And this Damon Lillard, I just showed the video of him showing somebody with an amputee, a black American amputee and stuff. So he's threatening me with all these images of amputation. It's like a genocide, and FIFA, this person not said to host the World Cup. The feds have to address this.